So in activity planning, we have seen the objectives of activity planning and why scheduling and sequencing is important, and activity based approach and product based approach, that is WBS and PBS, and hybrid approach also we have seen. In that hybrid approach, work breakdown structure is given for the deliverables. Generally, hybrid approach is followed. That will be good for larger projects. And next, to have a complete idea about proper scheduling and sequencing, the visual representation helps. So bar chart is one such tool that gives some idea about the sequencing and scheduling of the project. So now this activity planning includes how do we identify the activities and how do we sequence and schedule it based on what criteria. So that is the concept here. Once that is finalized, then we can use bar charts, and that can be given to the developer so that they will follow that. And the project manager can also use the bar chart to refer and track the activities by the developers. So generally, sequencing is done according to the logical relationship of the activities. By seeing the original essence of the activity. So we could say like analyzing the module and designing the module. So what is the logical meaning here? Analyze should be completed first, then design can be carried out. Before analyzing is over, I cannot start design part. And design part is over, we can start coding part. So that brings the logical relationship. So based on that only we can sequence the activities. And scheduling is done considering the available resources. Like analyzing is done by person 1 and person 2, and designing is done by person 3 and person 4. Coding is done by again person 4 and person 5. Means so person 4 is involved both in designing as well as in coding. So according to their availability, once he is completing the design part, then only he can involve in the coding part. So accordingly, we can schedule him. Like week 3, he is doing designing, means only during week 4 he can start coding. In week 3, we cannot assign him in design part, though a part of design is already over. Now, for small projects, there may be nothing much activities, like 1 or 2 activities only will be there. And for large projects, we may have lot of activities to be completed. So accordingly, the sequencing and scheduling can be planned. So for small projects, sequencing and scheduling as a combined task, because 1 or 2 only. So it could be a simple task. But for large projects, there are a lot of activities involved. So sequencing will be a separate task. Once sequencing is carried out perfectly, then we can go for scheduling. Okay, so these two can be a separate task for the project manager. So network planning models are helpful for the project managers to successfully complete this sequencing and scheduling without any flaw. Okay, so how do we construct the network planning model? What are all the approaches? So that we are going to see now. So network planning models are like drawing graphs. Like activities are to be considered as nodes or edges. Okay, in that way we can bring out a graph, and based on that The arrow mark represents which activity leads to which next activity, successive, predecessor and successor. So in that way, it can be represented. So we have network planning models in two broad categories. In this network, as I told, the arrow represents time flows from left to right. That is the order. Okay. So the activities given in the left side are to be completed first. The activities given in the right side are to be carried out next. Likewise, activity A I am having here and activity B I am having here means A should be completed, then I should move on to B. So if I am giving C here means A and C can be parallelly done. That is the idea. So in a two-dimensional plane, XY axis, if we take, okay, so if two activities are given one by one beneath the other, we could say both are carried out in the same time duration. So this x-axis we can consider as time unit. Time. Okay. So time flows from left to right. So after C, I am giving like this. See, after C also I am going to do B. Likewise, I can do. After B, I am going to carry out D. Okay, so this is the way how this network planning models are constructed. And based on that, the project managers can track this. Okay, now. So activity on node approach. So in activity on node approach, activities are represented as nodes as I have given here, A, C, B, okay. And each node represents either the start or end of the activity or a set of activities. The links represent precedence, okay, which comes before, which comes after. So this is called precedence network. Precedence network. And another way is activity on arrow approach. So in this, activities are shown as arrows. So here I will be marking as A. So the circle and these junctions, these are actually starting and ending of the activity. But actually the arrow will be the activity. So you can remember in this perspective. Network planning models helps the project managers to do proper sequencing and scheduling of activities. Okay. Then there are two ways to draw the network planning model. One is activity on node approach and the second is activity on arrow approach. So I have sample diagrams for these two. Okay. So this activity on arrow approach is called as CPM network, critical path method network, CPM. So this is for activity on node network sample, first method. So activities, list of activities are labeled as A to G. How many totally? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7 activities are there and they are labeled as A to G. Even we can label 1, 2, F. Different ways we can label it. Okay, for simplicity, it has been labeled as A to G. Okay. Now, activity on node network will be like this. You could see. So each node is having the name of the activity and these details are corresponding to that activity. So we are going to learn all these. So activity is represented as nodes and this arrow just tells the precedence, nothing else. There is no other meaning for the arrow. So you could see which activity is carried out first. Can you guess? As I told, x-axis is the timeline. So now which activity is first? Can anyone answer? According to, yes, activity A is the first activity and which is the last activity? G. Okay. So activity E should be carried out means which are all the prerequisites? Which are all the prerequisites that are to be completed? Yes. If A and B are completed, then only we can carry out activity E. So it is easy to recognize, isn't it? So this type of modeling helps the project managers to get a clear idea about the flow of the full project, sequencing of the full project. And these values, you could see some values are given here. These are actually helping the project managers to schedule. So this diagram helps them to sequence it, and these values help the project manager to schedule it. So these values have some number. Okay, so you could see this activity is completed in week 3. This activity is completed in week 4. This is completed in week 6. And this is completed in week 9. And this is completed in week 9. Here also week 9. And here it is. So could you guess this project will be completed, or this project takes how many weeks totally? Ten. Very good. So uh, this value helps the project manager to plan the total duration. And if the customer is asking, we need the project in 8 weeks, 2 months time, within that you have to deliver the project. So the project manager can backtrack it. He can fix 8 here, and accordingly he can adjust all these values. Then he can plan, like when we can add the parallelism, or where and all we can do adjustments. Okay, so that is how normally first he has to develop the normal time taken. Based on that, he will fill up all these values and find out what is the nominal time to complete the project. And if the customer is telling some hard deadline, he has to complete even shorter period, means he has to fix this value as per the customer's requirement, and accordingly he has to backtrack all the values. So that is how activity on node network works. Okay, so we are going to see everything, but for today only the basics I am going to cover, and after the test we shall see the exact how we are filling. We shall take a sample project and some list of activities and their general time to complete, and then we shall create this network. Okay, so that we shall see. So only basics we shall see today. So do you have any doubt up to this? If this part you understood clearly, then like our own network diagram, we can easily follow up. Is that okay up to this? Is it clear, or I have to give some more explanation? Okay. So which two activities are parallel in this case, in this diagram? So activity E and F are parallelly carried out. Okay, so as per this diagram. Okay, so this is about activity on node network. So some questions will be given to us, like in a project these many activities are there. For each activity this is the duration. Activity 1 requires 2 weeks, activity 3 requires 2 weeks. Likewise they will give as a question paragraph or some tabular column values, and they will ask us to draw the activity on node network with values filled. So we must have good practice how to draw this and fill these values, because you all will be coming during March. So we expect that the end semester exam will be a written exam. So in that case, we have to practice this also, how to draw and all. Okay. And this is for activity on arrow network. So you could see activity labels are given on the arrow. But these nodes tells the starting week number and ending week number. So during the week 1, I am starting A. Once A is completed, I'll be end up with week 2. And in week 2, I'll be starting C, activity C, carrying out activity C. And after completion of this, I'll be ending up with week 4. And during that time, B and D are also completed. Okay, B and D are also completed. So likewise, this activity on arrow network works. So according to this, we could see 6. So no, this is not week 1. This is simply telling the number of points where and all the activities joining. Actually, we'll be filling up start value here and end value here. Okay, so all these will be seeing one by one. Okay, so this is how activity on arrow network could be drawn. Now, activity on node network, sometimes referred as precedence network, because in questions you may have like draw a precedence network for the given values, draw CPM network for the given values. So in that case, you have to clearly guess this is activity on node network, this is activity on arrow network. So this you have to remember. Okay, so now we shall see the basics before constructing the activity network. Okay, so what are the rules? Straight away I can start and drawing that, or is there any rule how to draw it? Yes, there are some rules. So how do we construct activity on node network and what are all the rules for that? Now, only one start node and one end node must be defined for a project network. For a single project, I am drawing one activity on node network means only one start should be there, only one end should be there. So that should be corrected. And then every node must have a duration. Am I audible? Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Every node must have duration. Each node must have a duration. Like node 1 is activity A means that should have a duration, 1 week, 2 week, or 1 day, maybe in days or months or weeks, likewise, anything. Okay. But activity A is represented as days means all the activities are to be represented as days. If one activity is represented as weeks means all should be represented in terms of weeks. So that we have to correctly do. Okay. Then only the calculation will work. So one is in number of days, the other is in number of months means it will not work. It is not tally. Okay. So every node must have a duration. And links do not have any duration. The link simply tells the precedence. That's all. Who is predecessor, who is successor. That's all. No other meaning for the link in activity on node network. Precedents are the immediate preceding activities that you all agree. Time moves from left to right. A network may not contain loops. So there should not be any loops like activity A leads to B, B leads to again A. So that type of looping should not come, because when I end, how many times I'll come back like this. So there should not be any loop in the network, constructed network diagram. And the network should not contain dangles. All the activity should progress towards the end, final activity. Nothing should be dangling. I have samples for that also. So this is a fragment of precedence network. We could see code, sample data, program testing, and installation. So you could see two starts are there. And so in precedence network, each node contains 7 fields. So you could see field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5, field 6, field 7. Okay. So this float value represents earliest start minus latest start. Okay. So earliest start means what is the possible earlier time I can start that activity. So this is the first activity, activity A. That is the first activity in the project, means I can start in the 0th week. That means project even not even 1 week is completed. Okay, 0th week. So if it is a second activity after A, I can carry out B, mean A needs 2 weeks to complete. So earliest finish, earliest start. So for the B activity, earliest start should be 2. So likewise, we can fill up all these fields for each. So for activity A, that is the start activity, it needs 2 weeks to complete. Then how I fill? Earliest start is 0. I'm taking different color. Okay. So earliest start is 0 and the duration is 2 weeks. Earliest finish is what? 2 weeks. So from 0 plus 2, it ends up at second week. Okay. So now we'll be filling only these values. And latest start, latest finish, all these are when I am postponing something. Like total duration is 10 weeks. And my activity is not dependent on any other thing. Okay, only one activity that will be starting only at 4th week, means I can postpone my activity. So 4th week only my activity needs to be expected. Like B is starting at 4th week. So after A, B is to be carried out. So here I am ending with second week. But I have time till to second week to 4th week. So why don't I start latest by 2? So I'll be ending up with 4. And immediately we can start B. So this is how they will plan, where and all we can do adjustments. Okay. Earliest start, earliest finish. Latest start, latest finish. So this earliest start and earliest finish, these two are computed during the forward pass in the network, forward pass. So filled one by one till the end. And after the end, approximate date is finalized and we have to backtrack. So we'll be filling up the values from the end node in the backward pass. Okay, so in that way, we have to construct and find out the proper schedule of each activity. Okay, now, so as I told, loops. So when we are constructing, you could see after from program code, it is going to program testing, and after that diagnose defects, then correction of errors, then it is going to program testing. So this loop should be avoided. So we don't have a clear idea when it is going to, how many loops it will go, when it is going to be end, likewise. So that type of network diagram should be avoided. Loop should not be there in the constructed network model. Okay, we have to avoid it somehow. And dangling. So this is called dangling. Program design is the starting activity. Program installation is the ending activity. But here after program code, we are progressing to program testing and as well as preparation of user manual parallelly. But after preparation of user manual, what we are doing? So this is dangling. So this dangling should also be avoided. So you may have questions like if it is MCQ type, different activity diagrams like this simple diagrams will be given as pictures, and which is not a correct activity diagram. Likewise, they may ask. So you have to choose. So if dangle is there or loop is there or more than one start is there, more than one end is there, then you have to choose that as the incorrect answer. Okay, so in that way also you have to be prepared. So think of different uh, options and try to identify whether it is a correct activity network or not. No two starts, no two end, no more than one start, no more than one end, and no dangling, no looping. Likewise. Okay, so this you can remember me, then you can solve that question. How to resolve the dangle? So if dangle is there, so we can try to end up this with some other, try to join after writing the user manual, whether we are going to test it or install it or what. So this is user manual only. So after this, simply we are mapping that to the end. So we could join this here. Okay, so in that way we can resolve. So after joining it here, we could see one start is there, one end is there. There is no looping, there is no dangling. So this we cannot consider as a loop because it is not coming back. So no looping, no dangling, only one start is there, only one end is there. So this could be a correct activity network. Okay, and then so one more concept is there associated with this drawing activity network, that is how do we represent lagged activities. Lagged activity means though they are parallel, a little delay between the two. That means after one day it is started. Likewise. Okay, so to represent uh, testing prototype, document amendment, both are done parallelly during the third week. But after 1 or 2 days of uh, document amendment starting, we'll be starting testing prototype, or after starting test prototype, 1 or 2 day delay, we are starting with amendment. Likewise, a little delay, not week-wise delay. Though they are parallel, a little delay is there. That can also be represented in the diagram itself. So that will be represented like this diagram. So this type of arrow is given means we could say it is a lagged activity. Lagged activity. And hammock activities. So hammock activities are like other overheads involved in developing. It is not actually a project development activity, but before testing, I have to install the test software. Likewise. Okay, so installation of that software, that may take 1.5 day according to its burden, isn't it? So that may not have complete 1 day or 1 week. All the activities I am representing week wise, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. Installation is taking 1 day means that I cannot make it as an activity here. How do I represent that? Point, not, one, likewise. How do I represent that? So that is also an activity that takes little time or zero time, but it needs some time. After installation only I can test. So those are called as hammock activities. Okay. So this type of activities will have very negotiable duration or zero duration, and it represents overhead cost or other resources or some installation or correction or opening the software, closing something, sign in time, sign off time, likewise. Okay, and some labeling conventions are already defined. Based on that, we can label the activity. So now in the forward pass, as I told, we'll be calculating the earliest date on which the activity may be started and completed. And during the backward pass, we'll be calculating the latest date on which the activity may be started and completed. This is like we are asking you to start the project now, but based on the end date, there is a cushion there. You are postponing everything and starting without affecting the end date. So likewise, backward pass. Okay. And based on this, uh, earliest start date is 0, latest start 0th week, latest start date is 2nd week, means I have a cushion of 2 weeks. I can delay up to 2 weeks. Okay. So there is a cushion for me. So this cushion is called as float value. So this cushion value is called as float value. For some activity, both the earliest start and latest start will be equal. 0th week I should start. 0th week is the final thing. Compulsorily I should start at 0th week. So in that case, float value becomes 0. So for which are the activities float value becomes 0, that we are calling it as critical activity. Critical activity. In a complete project's duration, A, B and towards it goes to end, A, B, G. Okay. So in that path, B is the critical activity, means A, B, G is the critical path. Okay. So at least one path through the network that defines the duration of the project. So one path will decide the complete duration of the project. Any delay to any activity on this critical path, that will delay the total completion date of the project. So if we make like strictly, it should be started in 0th week. The condition is there. It is a critical activity, means if I delay that activity or something happens, some risk happens in that activity, totally the schedule will go beyond that. So we cannot complete the project within time. So we have to give more care on the critical activities. So which person is doing that? Activity A is critical activity, means we have to assign correct people for developing that. Okay, who can complete with utmost care. So that type of people we have to allocate them and enough resources for that activity. If that is delayed, total project is delayed. Then it may not be a successful project because money involves. Okay. Then the significance here is effect of any delay or resource unavailability that can be properly detected and corrected immediately in the critical activity. And critical path should be shortened to reduce the overall. So as I told, 10 weeks required for this project. I mean 10 weeks we can complete, but the customer is asking for us to complete in 8 weeks, means we have to shorten the critical path. If critical path is shortened, like critical activity duration is reduced, involving more people, then we can totally reduce the project's duration. Okay, so these are all the considerations we have to make on it. Now, there is a sample exercise. An educational institution intends to automate routine activities of its library, including issuing books to users, return of books, handling fine collection, and querying available. So these are all available in the software. Okay, querying availability of book, book inquiry, book issue, return, fine collection. So the library has around 10,000 books. At present, activities of the library are being carried out manually by 4 members of library staff. They wanted to develop a software for that. Okay, development for the software to a vendor, one person. Okay, to a company they wanted to give, we need a software for a library management system. And the software would have to be transferred to the library in a fully operational mode. To speed up the delivery of the software, the vendor would have to create operational database during the development of the software. This would involve, excuse me, you read this question. Okay. So this would involve entering details of the existing books into a CSV, comma separated values file, and similar to Excel file. After the development of the software, the CSV data will have to be imported into the software. After alpha testing, the software would have to be tested in the operational environment. For this, the software would have to be running alongside the manual system at the library for a week. During this time, user training would also to be conducted. So now a big paragraph has been given, isn't it? So now you have to identify what are all the deliverables, which are all the things, the software module and what they will deliver, user manual, okay, and user training, that is also a deliverable, and database. So likewise, you have to identify what are all the deliverables and how can we draw the PBS, product breakdown structure. Okay. And for the same, you can also try WBS, work breakdown structure. So that also you can think of. If you are a project manager, if this is the project assigned to you, how do we split up the list of activities? Okay. So once the list of activities are finalized, then we can draw the activity network. Okay, based on the rules. Only one start, one end, no dangling, no looping, and based on that, we can draw the activity network. Okay, so you can have a practice similar to this. So you may have questions like this. So for a project A to H, these many activities are there. How many totally? 8. 8 activities are there. You could see. Activity A is hardware selection. Activity B is system configuration. Activity C is installation of hardware. Activity D is data migration. Activity E is drafting office procedures. So likewise. And they have given duration also. Okay. And additionally the precedence. So if these values are given, how can we draw the network? Okay, so in that way we have to practice. So in the forthcoming classes, after the test is over, we shall see for this sample exercise, how do we construct the network and how do we fill up the earliest start and end dates during the forward pass and latest start dates and end dates during the backward pass, and how do we identify the critical path. Okay, so these are all the things we shall see in the forthcoming class.